Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. Got a nice long box to unbox for you today, and inside a pretty cool layout. We have the bands, which look a lot like Apple bands, don't they? The configuration of the tips, the bands, and a little watch module. I'll take the little plastic cover off at the same time, which, by golly, little round rotating knob and a single button here. Slide in. Wow, it looks just like an Apple Watch. Interesting. Got a design on the back with a round plate, which, by the way, is a temperature sensor. And on the inside, of course, the diode for being able to read your other health vitals. 2 charging pins here, and we'll look at the rest of the box once I tell you what it is. It's called an HW07 coming from SENBONO, which makes some great watches, as we've seen in the past. It's a 1.54-inch large screen device. Got Bluetooth call SOS, it says. My goodness, all kinds of interesting stuff in it. Let's look at the sheet. Give us a insight to the specs, the chips that are in it, a Bluetooth 5 and Bluetooth 3 for the tethering connection for music and that kind of stuff. The compatibility, it's a 1.5-inch, roughly 240 by 240 TFT display. We've got a polymer lithium 200 milliamp hour battery with about a 3-hour charge time, which is a little long, but overnight would be no problem because you get 3 to 7 days and 2 to 3 days if you use it frequently. 7 days data storage, so when you record all of your different activities and whatnot, it can store them up to 7 days, I guess, before moving it over to the phone, to the tethering app. Full screen touch, 2-side key operation, mobile app control. The functions all here, Bluetooth call, dial, address book, the whole 9 yards in that sweet little format. Nice. That means there's got to be a microphone. Yep, right there. You see that little hole? Come on, focus, camera. Little hole right there. And on the other side, I bet you, sure enough, there's speaker ports right there. Ooh, I'm liking this better and better already, especially since it has temperature in it too. Okay, what do we got? 24-hour temp monitoring, custom dial, low power consumption, heart rate, blood pressure, blood oxygen, the sleep monitoring, the standard stuff, some basic exercises, phone call reminders, historical stuff, social sharing as well when you're tethered. You've got bidirectional search. Wow. Okay. Languages supported on the app and in the watch itself, I presume. Smartwatch push support, nearly 200 languages in the world for global library push. Wow. Okay. There's some last minute stuff. You can get it in black, white, or pink. I got the black one here, what it comes with, and let's keep moving. Inside the second part of the box should be the charger and the manual, which is there indeed. Little 2-pin magnetic charger that slaps on like that. Strong enough to hold it. Not sure about with the bands, but definitely, and if you get it lined up right, it's going to charge it up for you. And a tiny little operating instructions. Whoa. Okay. I'm going to hold it here so you can freeze frame it and read it if you need to. There, first of all, is the QR code that you'll be able to use for downloading the V-Band, right, app. Which hopefully will support temperature readings, which is something new in these bands. Another couple of pages of text. You getting that? I know they've not put this in a PDF on the web anywhere. So if you lose your manual, you can always come to Uncle Ticks, because every review I've got them in here. Okay. And then this is the Chinese side, right? Yeah, good. Let's clear it up, put it together. We're going to press the upper crown button, give it a second, it vibrates. You see the square there, and we enter into the watch face. It's selected as the first one. Now, While I have it on, I'm going to attempt to make the connection to the Bluetooth system over here. We're going to go into the V-Band app, launch the app, allow everything, allow, and we're in the app, attempting to invoke virtual method, blah, 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 add a device. It's looking for it. Okay, found the H watch. We're going to confirm the connection to this one. Wow, all right, and there we are. We are bound to the watch. It looks like we can actually select dials directly from the app. I know normally I don't just jump into the app, but here we go. You can show date, you can have analog, digital, custom backgrounds, all kinds of stuff. We'll get back to all of this. Now that we're tethered, oh, here they come. Here they all come. Oh, I like that one. Let's put that one on. I want to try that one. Ooh, how pretty. Look at those colors. Ooh, okay. There's a big selection in here of additional bands that you can select. And of course, you can make your custom one. But that's for later. For right now, let's just walk through the bands, see what we've got on here. Swiping down, I've got the turn your wrist to see the time, I believe. We've got a brightness level. That's full brightness. Let's lower it down so you can see dim for indoors at night. Looks like this. There's full bright. Probably not the absolute brightest watch, but it should be viewable outdoors if you got a good contrast ratio. Here's a silent or make sound. Your power level is right there. And then we've got this Bluetooth with a music symbol. And it looks like this one will allow you to have the music player play music, and the music will come from your phone and out the speaker on your watch, which is really nice. Whoa, okay, I touch the button and I get to the Apple kind of layout, or I can go into the watch face itself, and information tells you all about this thing. It's known as the H watch, but of course SENBONO is calling it the HW07 for reference. Now get back over here, swipe this way. Here's that music player, going to play the music that's on the watch, on the phone, I believe, over here. Don't have anything set up, so it's not doing that. Swiping up, any messages that have been received over on the phone get pushed here to the watch at that point. So we've covered 3 directions. Yeah. And of course, the last one takes us to the app drawer, which is also what was visible when we had that Apple kind of stuff, which you get to by pushing the crown button. And I'm not talking fast enough. I want to take you to the thermometer because that's what this is all about. Taking body temperature measurements. It's showing it in degrees centigrade. We'll see if that's changeable in the app to hundredths. Look at that. 36.44 hundredths of a degree. We're tethered, have good strong battery, and we're getting a live real-time body temperature reading. What I don't know is if that's skin temperature or it's been interpreted to represent body temperature. But first look, we're getting 1 temperature on here in centigrade. Now, you've got, because we can tether this to the phone for phone calling, you can have your call logs from the phone, a dialer set up in here that you can make a phone call with, and your overall phone book when you populate it from the phone list in your phone. Cool. Bluetooth music, find your phone. Hey, this one's got a calculator in it as well. That's not common these days. Wow, okay. Yeah. Times. Yeah, it's working. Kind of small digits, but readable. And the pedometer for your step count. Looks like you're going to have charts over time and the current information on it as well. Pretty dressed up presentation here. Last night's sleep time, we just unboxed it, so I don't have any. Here's your heart rate. And again, we now have nice white digits against the black background. It's showing you the current one and last time. There, I had to touch it to activate it. And it should be using a green diode on the arm in the back to derive the heart rate. Simulated ECG chart at the top, of course, that's just an icon. And there we go. I got a reading. And it's still going on, hasn't vibrated yet, so it's averaging all the readings it's getting with my heart rate variability taken into consideration to settle down to a final reading, and then that hopefully will be the one that it's going to lock in and report to the watch. There we go. Okay, 77, and last time was 77, so that's locked in. Then I presume same kind of thing is going to happen here on your blood pressure. It looks like it's showing charts, systolic over diastolic. I don't know what those are. There's no keys to it. But let's just let it run and get a measurement. Okay, it's got a measurement. I don't see these changing. And I'm not sure, of course, about the accuracy of the reading that we're getting, but it is dynamically changing over time, just like the heart rate was. And then presumably it'll settle down to a final value. Okay, it didn't vibrate or anything, but it did go for a long time and stabilized on that number, so I presume that's your blood pressure. And then, of course, blood oxygen, same kind of thing. Now, question is it using green or red? It's green, and we know that red diode technology gets better accuracy, and you can do things like sleep apnea and all kinds of studies when you're using the red diodes. But we're getting pretty decent results, okay, with the green diodes. Should be in the high 90s typically. And that's the blood oxygen. So your health stuff here. Messages, weather, interesting. You can get your weather report pushed from the phone through the app, I presume, when you get that all set up. You got a stopwatch, basic, start, lap time, nice, stop, reset. And then your sports section for walking, running, climbing, elliptical, and yoga. And those are the ones with no GPS support directly in here. You're basically going to get time, heart rate, and calories burned. Not even a step count on this, it looks like. Press to stop, start. Very light on the sports. You're not really going to want this for an overall sports band, much more for the health functions. Settings, the app for tethering, power off and reset are here. And in the settings, we're looking at Bluetooth audio. When you activate that, there we go. Now it should be able to play the audio through the speaker here instead of on the phone itself. You've got your clock. This is where we can change the different watch faces. Alarms, brightness, we already looked at, reset, and overall about. And come back up here, and now we've got an animated watch face on here as well. And once again, when you press the button a second time, you've got the Apple layout of apps. So you want to make a call? Okay, that would be with the call list, I guess. You want to find the phone. Oh, it's vibrating over there, but I have it in silent mode, so that's working. All of that is right here. Watch face, and then a top layer. Really nice layout. I'm very impressed. Good watch. Ready to go to the next level? All right, let's do it. We got the music player here, but it doesn't work. We've got the phone system here, but when you put in a number and try to make a call, it doesn't work either. So what's up with that? It's Bluetooth. There's two types of Bluetooth tethering you have to do with these things, and one of them we've done, tethering to the app. The other one, you have to actually Bluetooth tether directly from the watch to your standard Bluetooth connection in the phone. And if you've ever hooked up earbuds, headphones that you can make calls and receive calls, that kind of stuff, you do it exactly the same way. You go into the Bluetooth setting, you search for the device, and you create the tethering link there. So you have two Bluetooth connections, and actually this is that Bluetooth 5 when you're connected to the app, and Bluetooth 3 when you're connected for calling and music player. Once you've done that, you can tap the button, you can raise and lower your volume, you can go forward and back, and you can play the songs that are on your phone through the watch. Likewise, when you activate your phone list, you can pick somebody off the list as it's populated from your phone to the watch, or go into the dialer and dial a number directly, and it'll work. But you got to have that Bluetooth tethering. With all that said, now I got to disappoint you guys. I'm so sorry. I had high hopes too. Wow, a watch with a thermometer, health features, and Bluetooth calling? It would be perfect if the speaker were louder. The speaker's on the side, and I'm not going to demo it for you because it would be a waste of time. You really couldn't hear it. It's very, very soft. In order to create a phone call, which I tried, I literally had to take this thing off and hold it up against my ear. I could speak. The microphone works great. The other party could hear me loud and clear, but hearing was very, very challenging. So unless I got a defective unit, you might find a little bit of disappointment when you get it if you think you're going to be using it as a remote Bluetooth calling device. Yeah, darn. Anyway, that's the overall band that we've reviewed now and looked at everything. I do want to pull back that app over here again and show you. I did go out and get some data for you so you can see what it looks like on the app and the things that you can do. We're going to build your spirits back up again because there's some cool stuff you can do besides the calling that's not really clear on here. You got your step count area, and of course it's got all the typical information and your breakdown by half hours and on a day, and you can see your weekly totals, and you can go in for your monthly summaries. And a lot of nice data is extrapolated from this. So they've done a good job with that. In the body temperature area, you don't have an overall chart showing here. You notice that? You've got the current body temperature, but I don't have a 24/7 longevity chart. However, I can say start testing. It immediately invokes it on the watch, and it does show up on the watch. And it shows you the temperature on the watch and over here, rounded to a 1/10, and here it's to 100th of a degree, all in centigrade with no chance of changing it to Fahrenheit, unfortunately, and you can stop it. So temperatures on this watch are instantaneous readings without there being a cumulative total overnight to see, or through the day to see what your temperature changes are over time. It shows you kind of on a chart where you are from normal to high, but that's about it. Last night's sleep time is here, and good to know that Mr. Tix is sober about an hour a day, and otherwise I try not to slur my words too much. Deep sleep, 2 hours, 20 minutes, 4.5 or 5 hours, total 7:15. No analysis of that, nothing showing how good it is or bad it is. I can look at a weekly chart and summary information, and the same thing across a month. But without interpretive information, it's not really that valuable. Heart rate now, I have, again, I don't have really a chart here, right? I just have a single reading. So this device is for instantaneous reading, and you see something flashing on the screen. That's an error, a code error that comes up. The blood pressure is not showing proper sizes. Yeah, the app needs some improvements. Heart rate is instantaneous. Again, you can take a remote reading. It immediately flashes on the band into that mode. So if you're looking for a band like this to offer to one of your elderly relatives or a really young person who doesn't know much about watches, who isn't going to actually use the thing, but you want to strap it on them as a remote measuring device, this is a potential if all you're going to be doing is taking instantaneous measurements. You saw that circle going all the way around and coming up to the top. It should be done by now, but I've been talking a lot and moving. Okay. It gave me a reading down at the bottom, but it didn't get it there. I'm not going to waste our time going through it again. When you're still and you're doing it right, it does do these readings. And again, it will start it and it'll invoke the action on the watch, and it'll get that reading for you. It doesn't save it anywhere. There you go. There's that error again. But it does give you individual readings across all of these different factors. Okay, GPS running. This is a wild one. You can set a target in minutes. You can confirm it. You can start training. 3, 2, 1. And now we're working apparently with GPS on the watch where you can map your track and time, step count, mileage, and calories burned. So it's using step count here. I don't know if I can fake it to get it to go. There's that crazy message, and I can map my track. And the thing is, it's not using Google Maps. It actually is a map here. If I zoomed out, I could see the world, and what country I'm in, but it's not showing you Google Maps. So the track on this app, as implemented through the Google Play Store in the United States, is not using Google Maps. And you can, you have to wait the whole 10 minutes, I guess, to get it to stop. Oh dear, can't even get out of it. Oh well, okay. Oh well, bailed out of it and reran the app again. Device, we've looked at all this. You saw the dial selections here that you can change them either directly on it. We've got the dancing Mickey that is here, the animated Mickey Mouse, copyrighted by Apple, Apple-looking watch. Oh boy, okay. Anyway, it's got that, and it's got all these others here. The custom dial I tried to play with, and there's no way to invoke it. You can show the date, supposedly. You can select any of these, but it doesn't actually transfer, even if you put a custom background on it. So the implementation's there, but the follow-through is missing. So you're really limited to the selection you have here, and I don't see any way to add any other ones. Message, reminder, alarm clock, remote camera, all that stuff's the same. Firmware updating, error message. And then here's where you got all of the do not disturb and finding your bracelet and body temperature on and heart rate on. But it's not doing this interval. It's not showing you on the chart. It's just testing it, I guess, because I can't see it anywhere on the app. Body temperature and the heart rate as well. Heart rate settings, you can change intervals 10, 20, all the way up to 60 minutes. But where the heck are they on the overall app? There's no charts, unless I'm missing something. And if I am, you guys feel free to let me know. Okay, if I go into heart rate, there's no chart. What's that? Oh, wow. Okay, you gotta go away. Oh man. All right, I'll just accept it as it is. We found the chart of sorts. There you go. There's little dips in it. And you can't scrunch it. And then there's minimum, maximum, and average, daily, weekly, monthly, so forth. And that's how you get to it, is up there. Wow, that is so lame. Sorry, guys, I got to call it like it is. Where's the temperature thing again? Body temperature. Got it up here too? Wow, okay. Yeah, not really one of my favorites. It's in Centigrade and not Fahrenheit. The app definitely needs some work, but it does provide data for you, and you can get instantaneous readings. It is coming to us from SENBONO. It's their attempt at a temperature watch, the HW07, a large 1.54-inch screen, they say. And there is an SOS feature in here that I didn't go into, and I'm not planning on it. But when you're hooked up, tethered with your phone and your contacts are over there, you can identify certain contacts, press some buttons, and I presume it's going to make a call to those contacts in an emergency. That's for you guys to figure out on your own, kind of over my head. But I did see that when I did have it tethered for calling to the device. But since I couldn't hear the call coming through, I kind of disconnected that and moved on, because if a call comes in, I want to answer it on my phone, not on my watch if I can't hear the other person. Alrighty, thanks for watching. I'm belaboring it. Not really a favorite, but it is a workable watch for what it does. We're talking about $25. Yeah, you be the judge. You've seen a lot of other ones here, and we'll call it done. Okay, we'll see you again soon.